During his first 3 days in office, President Biden has already signed more than 1/3 of the number of orders former President Trump issued in his first year. Now, President Biden's latest orders, signed today, build on his other efforts to help those struggling under the converging economic and coronavirus crises. So let's answer some of your questions about that. First up, what do these orders actually do? Let's break it down. The first order asks the Agriculture Department to expand food stamp eligibility and to boost a food assistance program helping families whose children would usually be getting lunch at school. And if you haven't gotten your stimulus check, you're not alone. The order also asks the Treasury Department to figure out how to get stimulus checks to the estimated 8 million people who haven't gotten theirs yet. Then that second order, it takes steps toward raising the minimum wage for federal workers to $15. So what changes will actually be made to get you your stimulus checks? Well, the Treasury Department has already responded to the executive order. Here are the steps they plan to take. They're creating new online tools for non-filers to claim their payments. They're reissuing some of those unclaimed benefits. They're reaching out to people to help them claim the funds on their 2020 tax return. And they're analyzing the households that didn't file for checks. That's so they can better target their outreach efforts.